something up so I'm not just using my phone. I have got my Xbox set up, but I can't seem to get that figured out. So right now I have my computer next to me and just checking things out to see how this is going to go. I want to try to make this as easy as possible. Last time I did, or the first video I just did a while ago today, I didn't see any of the chats, and some of them are pretty friggin' hilarious. So it'd be nice when I do these videos to be able to read who the heck is chatting. So basically it's a test. I can tell you a little bit about myself since I'm just waiting for someone to put some message in there that I can see. The last person actually was pretty hilarious that I should get drunk. You know what? Probably is about time for that, but maybe not completely drunk. But yeah, I do definitely enjoy my wine or beer. But anyhow, so tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Mary. Married, kids. Like I said before, you can tell I'm not 20. I have had some different things happen from childhood. You know, being able to talk to spirits and foresee that there was someone who had just died or was going to die, that kind of thing. Not that fun as a kid. I have traveled, so to speak, journeyed since I was a teenager. Did not realize at the time that it was shamanism based. So I would escape and go and travel to an astral world, or astral plane is what I used to call it then. And with that, I met my power animal, which I didn't know at that time was my power animal. So that's really what I got into it quite a bit as a teenager. And that was in the late 90s. So I'll tell you a little bit about how old I am. And my brother passed away in 98. And at that point, I really closed myself off. And for, I don't know, 20 years or something. About 7 years ago, I ended up really pushing myself. I got this just urge to really start looking more into the metaphysical aspects, connecting again with my guides, going on journeys. So I started really reading everything that I could, taken, I don't know, probably 15 online classes, went to see a psychic, did a shaman class, a year-long class, and really have been going from there. I've been doing tarot readings, but tarot readings along with shamanic journeys for people, which really has connected me to them, helped out quite a bit with how accurate the readings were. And I think really when it comes to tarot reading, I think anyone can do it if you read the cards right and you connect. But when I do this connect, and before I do the reading, I will go and do a journey on their behalf. And it's really connecting with their essence, their soul, to try to see what the message is. And what that does is it creates like a bond, so that when I'm done with that and I sit and I do these tarot readings for the people, then that connection's really there. So the cards are drawn and they're, always right on, but, I don't have to look at what the cards' meanings are. It's just there. I know. So can expand on that. So that's, a big part of what I'm trying to do. Also continuing on with learning. I'm learning some manifestation things, seeing what's real and what's not. Someone, please send me a message so I can see if I can see it. But it's a process. It's a huge process of really getting to know yourself, knowing what's all hype and BS and what's real. Because there is, like I said in my first video, there is so much BS out there. People don't know what they're talking about. You have people throwing around, oh, I'm Wiccan, I'm pagan, I'm this, I'm that. Well, what is it to you? Like, did you go through any training? Were you born that way? Have you been raised that way since the time you were a child? So how can you call yourself something if you don't know? Like, okay, so say, would you go to a healer that isn't trained in healing? Well, how do you know you're not getting gypped? Would you give money? Because if, say you went to a shamanic healer that didn't have any training, you paid $100 for this healing and you didn't get shit out of it. well, you're going to think, oh, this stuff is all crap, right? So that's kind of the point where it's really, you really need to know what you're doing to be able to say, put a title on yourself. That's why I don't even like titles. You know, I'll say, I'm me. That's what I am. What do I don't know. I grab from so many different modalities. It can be shamanism. I have picked from some things from Wiccan, a bunch of different pagan things. But it's really, you go and you learn as much as you can, and you pull up whatever resonates with you and you make it your own. Now, you know, as I've mentioned before, with the whole love and light thing that it's just been going around like crazy. I think it's, you know, it's a beautiful sentiment, but does it really do anything? You know, and I can see myself where all these, you know, there'll be posts and people will put, oh, love and light, you know, sending loving, healing fuzzies. Well, it just doesn't feel right. It feels forced. And, you know, when something feels forced, it's not right. So what I would really, you know, enjoy doing is with this is just talking, seeing what you guys have to say. What do you guys want to know about the journey? About what has been going on throughout. Any hilarious comments I always love. I'm not an uptight person at all. And geez, guys, I don't know. Let me know. What do you want to know? What do you not want to know? Do you even give a crap? That's fine. You can tell me whatever comes to mind, and we will go from there. And thank you for letting me test this out, and I'm hoping I can get this set up so that it works better for me. So thank you guys.